It's Tuesday, January 7th in the year 2025, also known as the smartest year ever. My name's Gordy. Today we're talking about 555 phone numbers. This one's also adapted from Smartest Year in 2010, but it's still persistent to this day. It always just takes me out. Like you're watching a movie, right, and they have a phone number and they write, someone's making a call, even if it's a serious movie, and then you see 555 as the starting three digits for that number, and you're like, this is fake. And like, I just don't get it. Why do they even show it, first off? I get that you don't want, other people's numbers being called all the time, but like, why do we even need to see that? We get it. It just, just kind of removes me, kind of breaks the fourth wall a little bit. Back in 1973, the entertainment industry officially set aside the 555 prefix for fictional use. Before this, production companies ran into a little issue: harassment complaints. People would dial the random phone numbers used in movies only to find that, surprise, they connected to a very real and very annoyed person on the other end. And this became such a problem that Hollywood decided, let's just make 555 our safe zone. Problem solved, right? Mostly. But it's not just movies. You see 555 pop up in TV shows, songs, and even cartoons. And of course, the most famous song that comes to mind is that 8675309, or Jenny as it's called. So when that 1981 song by Tommy Tutone hit the airwaves, everyone wanted to call Jenny. Thousands of people with that number suddenly found themselves bombarded with calls, often from hammered fans, demanding to speak to a fictional Jenny. So for some unlucky phone owners, the chaos lasted for years. I found this quote from Laureen Burns, an Alabama householder, formerly at 205-867-5309, but she changed her number in 1982, a year later. And she's on the record saying, "When we first get calls at like 2 or 3 in the morning, my husband would answer the phone, and he can't hear too well, and they'd ask for Jenny, and then he'd say, 'Jimmy doesn't live here.' Tommy Tutone was the one who had the record. I'd like to get a hold of his neck and choke him." All right. Tell us how you really feel, Laureen. I do love that she rips her husband too. She's so pissed off. She's like, "Yeah, not Jimmy. They're calling for Jenny." Stupid ass. In 1982, a radio station obtained the number in Chicago and received 22,000 calls in 4 days. That's fun. A junior high school also had it in 1982, and they were receiving up to 200 calls a day asking for Jenny in the area code 704. But now, shifting away from that song, we'll move to the wonderfully bizarre story from the Far Side comics. In the 90s, Gary Larson, the cartoon mastermind behind the series, decided to give the devil his very own phone number, and he used, you guessed it, the 555 number. And in North America, no big deal. Everyone knew that 555 numbers were fake, but down under in Australia, where 555 numbers were apparently pretty standard at the time, one unlucky soul found himself inundated with calls. And thousands of Far Side fans thought it'd be hilarious to prank call Satan. And this poor Australian guy did not like it. He was not laughing. He actually tried to sue Gary Larson for all the hassle, but the case actually didn't go anywhere. Still, it's a lesson in the unintended consequences. And it turns out dialing down under takes on a whole new meaning when you're calling Satan down under, and not just some Australian mate. Thanks to all my sources, which can be found in the YouTube description. This one I'm citing myself, but at Smartest Year Ever on YouTube, Spotify, to get your daily hits, at Smartest Year Ever on TikTok and Instagram for your daily clips. Teach me something, smartestyearever@gmail.com. And stay curious and stay clever on our quest to become the world's greatest conversationalists. See you tomorrow in the Smartest Year Ever.